Hello YouTube, this is Minnie here. What I have for you guys today is my entry into the Chevy Cheeseburger Top 10 All Out. What this is the Mobius 65 Belvedere. I've cut and grafted on an AMT 66 Chevelle, a 65 Chevelle roof onto. It's got Steve Zimmerman wheels on it. I put the Revell Magnum 6.1 liter Hemi in it. The badges, I used the Belvedere badge and the SRT badge on there. Hand painted pinstriping. The color is 77 Ford LTD brown. The lower color is a 66 Plymouth yellow. They called it a sunfire yellow, but that's not really bright. I got a daffodil yellow once for Darren over there at the forgot what is, Darren, I forgot what your channel's name is, bud. Sorry about that. And I'd picked him up 2 ounces of the daffodil yellow. This looks pretty close to that color, but it was a sunflower yellow, I should say. Got some dust on there. The interior, I made a console for it. It's got a custom steering wheel in it. It's actually been 3-tone. There's a silver stripe underneath the body line that goes through there. It's the same graphite stripes that I use here. Basically, if you know what a 60 or 70 Satellite looks like, some of the Road Runners, I try to keep a lot of the Plymouth cues into this. So the Satellite has usually has the irrigated striping, you know, that goes down this part of the C-pillar on the 2 doors. And so I added that. It has 67 GTX hood scoops that I put in it. And then the wheels are Steve Zimmerman wheels. These are the smoothies with the kit dog dish hubcaps in it. On the box, it shows a molding all the way down through there, but this kit doesn't have it. The hood, I did hinge the hood. And it has the Magnum. It will have the Magnum Hemi motor in it. I painted the Palladium, this top piece right here, with the liquid chrome marker. I've added other details into the engine, like heater hoses, a radiator hose, a braided radiator hose from ProTech, oil. I made a radiator cap with the release valve. Right here is a spun aluminum overflow tank. You can see all the pulleys were done with aluminum. It has a throttle linkage for the throttle body. Then all the throttle linkage there. It has the fuel rails. It has the shock cambers in there. I added an Optima battery. It has the washer bottle added. I made it a power brake with the brake booster car. Fuel filter, inline fuel filter into the fuel system, back to the fuel rail. You can see the fittings on the end of both ends of the radiator or the heater hoses. Let's see, get you guys back in the frame. Again, the decal, it says Belvedere, it says SRTA on it from the Magnum kit. Place the front bumper, has the Hemi SRT license plate from the Magnum kit. And then in the rear, I added, I made all the rear compartment. There'll be still pictures at the end. You can see the custom steering wheel that I made and put in there. Made a console for it. You can see it a little bit there on the sides. There'll be some in the still pictures. You can see the draft design speaker pods I put in there. There's also speakers into the door. I made the shifter handle a white ball. You'll be able to see all that in the pictures. You can see I black washed the dog dish hubcaps. The seamless, you guys, there'll be pictures of all the body work. I cut the roof right through this pillar here, all the way along the top. Came back around through here. And then on the roof itself, I cut it to the point where I sectioned in the roof. See if it'll focus. I sectioned in the roof this way. And, you know, seamless. It's all very, very clean. The chassis, on the chassis, it has the Magnum, the full Magnum exhaust, if you guys can't see that. It'll have the full Magnum exhaust. I added in nuts and bolts, watch parts, nuts and bolts, and stuff like that. I made the rear end. I made all the trailing arms, made the axles, made the, made the trailing arms, made the axles, made the axle brackets, made the shocks. Oh, I'm trying to shrink the camera on the chassis. Made the exhaust tips out of aluminum tubing, and I wanted them under the body, so that way they look like that. I'm gonna turn the wheel on itself and let you guys look at it for a minute. I will have still pictures of this for the judges. Let me get you guys a better view. I'll let you look this over. Oh yeah, there's a good picture. I'm going to place it better on the wheel for you guys. Alright, I custom made the license plate. You're too late just because of the SRT8 and all that stuff that comes with the Magnum. Oh yeah, I forgot. I drilled the holes under the hood to make the hood scoops functional for the cooling of the car. Four-wheel disc brakes on it, but being a smoothie, you really can't see it. And then the way I put the wheels up underneath there. A lot of help came from Vision 124. We was doing a lot of research and pitching ideas back and forth. Granted, when people see this, I made the back windows and stuff. When people see this, they're going to try to judge it as not being the way Plymouth made their 65 Belvedere. And I know that. This right here is a pure custom. I wasn't trying to go with the factory. This right here is just like, you know, I try to make the back door look usable. I try to do the door jams and stuff that would make it look like a two-door wagon would look, perhaps. You guys will be able to see this after this video is done and posted, and if everything turns out right in the video, after I do some editing and stuff, it will be on its way to New Jersey for the April 22nd NNL, I believe. I know it's in 2 weekends, so I will have it boxed up and shipped over there to support that. At the show, we're trying to get several of these Belvederes together that have been built on between Facebook and YouTube. So I think that would be pretty nice. The red paint I used for the stripes were Vallejo acrylics, and it took to the clear really good. There's some issues with building this kit that I've addressed with, that I had addressed with George. I don't know if Clifton and Nicholas and Cale Gaither had the same problems, but fitting that grill and front end part together was a kind of a headache. All this stuff right here that's coming up in front of you. All the chrome is done with the Molotow chrome marker, except for the bumpers and the tail lights. The grill is so tiny and it lacks the depth for the detail. I had to rescribe the doors, so I just painted the grill black and then went over with the marker and re-put the trim back in. Really liked this build, really enjoyed it. Hopefully I can get a few more of these down the road. I would like to build this again. At first I wasn't going with the way this wheel was, especially because of the way Clifton was doing his and the way that Vision 124 was doing his. So I was going to go with hipsters or maybe even a set of the daggers from Steve Zimmerman. But then Christopher Liu, my best friend, he was over here when I was working on some of this, and we mocked it up with this wheel. Chris had suggested that maybe I paint the wheel the same yellow, or maybe the red that the interior, you'll see the details I put in the interior. I built interior panels and stuff like that, and some of the custom touches I put on the inside. But I decided to go with the gunmetal, the gunmetal wheel. So I will be able to show you all those in the still pictures. Well, that's many, and let's get this video over to your still pictures, and I'll address more there. I hope you all enjoyed this video part, and we'll be moving on. Thank you guys. Alright guys, here is just some still pictures of the build itself, just to give you another little quick overlook of it. I'm using the Power Director app, still trying to learn how to speed up and slow down the videos. I wanted to give it an aggressive look, but still with maybe like a classic style look, so I went with the 67 GTX hood scoops. Here is the open hood, trying to give you guys a better look at the motor. The hood was hinged and all that, so it does work and move. Here's the chassis, me using the Revell Magnum, and the only thing that was changed on here was the division of the exhaust, the way it bends to get it to line up and keep it under the body. Here's showing the body being cut for the roof and just some different profile looks. These were the wheels I originally intended to use. Just different angles of the body. Here is showing the way I built the rear cargo box. Just I made the back seat, did the filler to work with the floor. That's right, here's a picture just showing the back seat being built up. Then I placed the interior in the body to check gaps and seams and all that. Right here, I was just trying to get a profile look of how the sidewalls come up into the rear tray versus the windows. Here's where I drilled the holes for the hood. Mocking up the hood and the stance. For the longest point, I was going to go with the hipster wheels from Steve Zimmerman until we did some mocking up, and then that's when I changed my idea. Right here's just showing some more profile of the bodywork. And here's an overview of me getting the motor sized up in there. Here's me sizing up the exhaust, getting it fitted in there before I started placing the rear end in place. First stage of primer. I always like to primer before any kind of body work or filler just to see gaps, evenness, and all that. And here I started to do the first sets of block sanding and addressing all the areas where the bodywork was and where other things have popped up. It was at this point when the car was all gray that I put the smoothsters underneath of it, and that's what made the connection. This right here shows the back door and the way the gate was, and me rescribing the lines to try to get it to work around the tail light. Now here's the interior. Now I took the console out of a 67 Cornet. The rear tray painted and the speaker pods on. The interior's flocked. Another look at the interior and training console area. Then here's the back seat with the photo etch seat belts and seat belt thread. The colors are brown leather and red leather that I was using on the seats and on the door panels. Here's the front seats added again, the little hands details. Now here's the dash. The dash is brown leather and red leather. I added an Alpine stereo. That is a resin steering wheel that I make with the Molotow marker for the center. I cut each dash gauge out of the decal and then put them in place instead of trying to lay the decal over the embedded instrument panel. Here's the side door panels. I added both the strips to give it some side detail, and then I added some door speakers to it. And here's the interior going together. As you can see, I put a wood bed in the back of it. I just thought it gave it a better look. Being that this is a what-if wagon, I just wanted to make it look like it would be one of them high-end builds that maybe Ken Duggett or Chip Fu, someone along that line, would have built. So I try to keep it workable, detailed, and clean. Thank you all for following this build. I hope you judges got enough pictures, and I hope you all enjoy the April top 10. This is Minnie, and I'm out.